SAYWHAT is a membership-based civic society organization whose main thrust is to mobilize student leaders to champion for students' sexual and reproductive health rights in Zimbabwe and the Southern African region. SAYWHAT works with student leaders in institutions of higher learning to ensure that our institutions produce healthy, responsible, and empowered students. One of the key barriers towards this broader vision is the effect of sexual harassment, which proportionately affects female students' prevention and management of sexual harassment. The Zimbabwe Constitution does not have any provision which clearly articulates how sexual harassment should be managed in framework. There are, however, scattered pieces of legislation which can be used to inform response or recourse on sexual harassment. For example, the Domestic Violence Act of 2007, the Labour Act, the Criminal Codification Act, and the Protocol on the Multi-Sectoral Management of Sexual Abuse and Violence in Zimbabwe. Consequently, government agencies and other institutions have no standard guidelines or prototype sexual harassment frameworks which embrace the standard tenets of preventing and managing sexual harassment. Such a scenario prevails in Zimbabwe's institutions of higher learning across universities. In its media monitoring initiative, SAYWHAT has observed an upsurge of sexual harassment incidences. These media reports were confirmed by the voices of students. Although the stories of the students are heartbreaking, they have inspired the students' movement to take action and spearhead campus campaigns towards the total elimination of sexual harassment.
Okay, what happened is on the other day when I was working in the farm show, and then I saw a man who was coming in front of me, and I was trying like to block him. Kuti asaita sei asauye on the way yandaifamba nayo. But I thought maybe he's just walking, and then when he was walking, akangokarka ashika pandiriso, and then he touched my bust. And then since makanga muri mu place makanga makazara vanhu inini like zvakandinetsa, in fact zvakandi confidence dzakabva dzapera. But when I was looking, many people vanga vakatarisa, and then pavanga vakatarisa vanhu vazhinji vakabva vatanga kuseka. And the message I leave to all the survivors is, if you face sexual harassment, you need to go and report. And when we report to the people who are responsible, please don't laugh at us. Find the solution. What can be done to stop sexual harassment at tertiary institutions? Because as I'm saying, sexual harassment is happening.
It happened when I went to ask for post-exam papers from my lecturer, and then he told me that he can give me the actual paper, but then I have to sleep with him first. And then when I refused, he told me that I was dumb or stupid. I couldn't pick the better offer, like getting the actual exam paper than getting previous exam papers. So I think the deans should just put out a message out there that it is a serious offense, like sexual harassment. It is a serious offense, and people take it lightly. That's why, like, people never you report or anything. And my message to other survivors, like, what they said or what they did to you, it had nothing to do with you, but everything to do with the person who did it.
So inini onda ndine this friend of mine as well, aipinda church neuya aidanana na lecturer kubusanumbo. Then the lecturer came to me this other semester achindibvunza kuti iwe co-friend yako yaya aina aisati yakuchikoro wai takati ano kumba kwava nemafinancial problems, but then after that azoyawo chikoro we thought kuti vada kumubatsira, but then vabvasitanga kutomunyenga, so vamunyenga iye ndobva aramba. So aramba, this lecturer akatuma mumwe lecturer kwandiri as well kusvikondibvunza kuti naiwe asi unodanana nemusikana wayo. Then I said, no, she's just a friend. So chakazi choti tatotadza sikudanana, but this other lecturer aitoda musikana, he failed kunzwisisa kuti hatidanane, zvokuti takazotangonyora imwe assignment yake, tongoti two ma assignments because aititisa two courses. Ese angu akangoya angonzi -25 yange isingakwanise ku-explaineka kuti where is this -25 coming from. Yes, you've got a 60%, you know, it was 60%, meaning kuti pamba part of 25, so 1985 -25, then that's now 60. So I told the girl kuti onaka mudharo yari kusoft akona zvaakundita. Girl akatsamwa akati anondoda wakonda ati anosam confront. So we reported the case ku student affairs. So nyaya student affairs vatanzi mune WhatsApp messages actually, then anga aripo sure kwabva tasendera the woman who was responsible for student affairs ndobva achengeta, and she said iwewe referring to me ukangofoira chete ndoba chazobudisa messages aya. I don't know kuti it's a university syndrome or what, but I think kuti my lecturers they need to ngasungwe once the issue yangozi kana nyanga even pakata kakufungirwa, you know what, because my issues okuti anenge achitoitika and zvichitozikanwa kunzi lecturer A ina lecturer B, you know, ndoitori system yavo andika and vanotoonekwa, you know, kuma clubs nevasikane vavo.
My name is Vanessa Tertiary Institutions, and I'm also one of the leaders of the UZ SRC. And as a student leader, what we have been particularly doing to curb sexual harassment is we have been making sure that we engage other external holders that are interested in these issues and in these conversations, such as SAYWHAT, we've SAYWHAT, we've CATSO Sisterhood, and a lot more other organizations to make sure that the students have a safe space and a safe zone. And number two, we've made sure that we want to change the way of socialization that happens on campus, and especially in tertiary institutions, in the sense that we are advocating for these conversations on sexual harassment to be more, to be talked about more, such that students are comfortable in talking about these issues. Because the moment students think that these issues are taboo to talk about, then they find it hard to open up. So we're trying to create those safe voices, safe spaces, and make sure that there is awareness, in such that when students engage in such conversations and provoke such conversations on sexual harassment, then these conversations can actually be talked about freely, and we can find who is being affected and who needs help and where to actually get the help.
Sexual harassment at school, at the universities, I've talked about that before. It's not allowed for people who are in position to use their position to affect or misuse that office or that power against vulnerable girls.